constant one and done, 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 one and done. The reason I wanted to show you these two matches in the background is that it doesn't matter how many points I lose. And between these two matches, I lost 1,200 and I knew that I was outgunned. I knew that I could not win. But the point of playing them was to learn. Now, unfortunately, because death matches are gone, you don't get as much time to learn. And as matches go on, you do adapt and things do start to swing in your favor if you're watching and you're understanding what is going on. But you can't really do that in Tekken 8. But still, I'm not concerned about appearing good with a rank. I'm more concerned about being good. His punish game is very, very good, but I'm starting to clock onto him now. This is why death matches are so important. This would never have happened if the matchmaking didn't mess up, because obviously it's not meant to be linking you with the same person over and over again. But in Tekken 7, I could have just locked in with this guy, and like I've said to you guys 100 times, I am by no means the best player in the world. I have got a long way to go. But one thing I'm very good at is clocking onto people, and if you give me a little bit of time, I will overcome you eventually.
Stop the cap! Stop the cap right now! Stop the cap!
So there's my first win against this guy. I'm feeling good now. I'm like, right, I've beaten you once, I can beat you again. Now on the flip side, he's probably thinking to himself, okay, cool, I've used Super Saiyan 1 against you, get ready for Super Saiyan 2. But I had other plans. But this was so much fun. Like whenever this happens, this has happened to me one other time and I did a video on it. And it's the most fun that you can have on Tekken. You can do this in casual mode, of course. Even though people quit after one match in casual match, I'll never understand why.
You can't make up your mind. Please don't waste my time.
You can do this in casual mode, but it's not the same. Like I feel you're fighting for something in ranked. I'm not concerned about appearing good with a rank. I'm more concerned about being good, and that's what makes it so fun. You know, there's an objective there, there's a goal in mind, and there is the pressure and the anxiety for some of you of the rank next to their name. And I know I'm playing like dog shit now because I've gotten in my own head. The promotion chance is sitting there. Now I'm starting to like fall into the old habits of, oh my god, you know, I'm gonna lose this. You become a bot almost. I'm not concerned about appearing good with a rank. I'm more concerned about being good. Death matches are so important. I can't believe Harada, the man that has been at the helm of Tekken for all these years, would remove a mode, remove a system in rank that is so important to the player base's understanding of the game, understanding of matchups, and would stop people getting so salty. I know what the argument is. Oh, people are going to boost. People are boosting anyway, mate. Hey yo, what the fuck?
People are boosting anyway, mate.
There's no way to avoid that. You can create an intricate point system that stops people from doing that, so that if you go beyond a best of 3 or best of 5, you only get, what, 20 points? I'd be happy with that. I'd run a death match all day. Now, if you take a look at this picture, It says at the top there, one and done rate 20%. Next to it, it says coward. Now, obviously, we don't need to insult people and call them cowards. You've given these people the option to walk away, and so I can't really get angry at them, even though I think they're bitch made.
Yes, I said it. I think you're bitch made. I don't give a damn who that offends.
In this picture, you can see that it says one and done rate 20% and next to it coward. Now again, we can remove the coward part, but if you tell me that this person has a 20% one and done rate, I don't have to play them. That way they can one and done as much as they want, and I don't have to deal with it. So it works both ways. They think that we're going to kidnap them. That's a word you're going to see come up a lot. Kidnap somebody into playing a one and done, when really you could just tell me beforehand. And I don't have to. We don't have to have this whole song and dance, because there's plenty of people that want to play the full set.
I would encourage people to blacklist people that do one and done just because they lost.
In Tekken, you'll run into somebody where it's like, oh, they're essentially executing the flowchart and you break it, or you get close to breaking it, right? You get really close to breaking it. The frustrating ass part of Tekken is that you essentially see through their bullshit and you wonder, will they do anything to respond to it? And most of the time they won't, but sometimes you get close to breaking it and it's like, oh, I see what you're doing, but it took 3 rounds, right? It took the first game to figure it out. And then what happens when you lose that first game? They quit. You got close to figuring out my bullshit. I don't have any answers beyond that. I'm out. And that shit, like, legit, that's like the whole point of a fighting game, bro. It's like a full admittance from the other player. Hey, I got this list of bullshit I do. It works pretty good. I execute said flowchart 2.0. If it doesn't work, I have no interest in changing that flowchart. I have no interest in adapting or doing anything different. It's too risky to fight you again because you might beat me. I'm out. That shit cuts me mad deep. The most fun shit in fighting games is getting close matches with people. It is the most fun shit. I hate stomping noobs, dude. I hate it. I want to get out of the lower ranks when I'm playing Tekken so bad because I find it actually less fun. And stomping noobs doesn't give me any satisfaction. I know that's not the case for a lot of people, but dude, getting high quality good games where it's like, damn, this bitch just 3-0'd me. All right, and then what happens in the next set against like really good players? You'll see this happen to me a lot because I don't have a lot of Tekken experience, but I'll see what they're doing, and what happens? You 3-0 them back. And it's like, oh, so what happens now? Usually against these players that are actually have a lot of Tekken 7 experience, I get fucked up. And in the final set, it's like, yeah, they adapt back and fuck me up. And I'm like, cool, that's satisfying. I'm cool with losing in that way. That's completely fine to me. They 3-0 me, I 3-0 them, they 3-0 me back. I'm like, that's fucking Tekken, bro. Tekken sets are not long. It doesn't take a ton of time to go through a Tekken set. It's a high damaging game. It can go very fast. Even if it goes full rounds, full matches, you're not really there for more than 10 minutes. If it is a full, like, 2 out of 3 set, lock us into 2 out of 3. The fact that people can see that my opponent has a chance to beat me, I'm leaving, I almost hate that more than plugging. I almost hate that more than plugging.
I almost hate that more than plugging.
Now before we read over the tweets, obviously this is in regards to Tekken allowing people to just leave matches, or leave sets rather, so you can win a set and then decide, you know what, I'm out, I don't want to play anymore. And this is a very alien concept to a lot of people that play other games. You can't do this in Mortal Kombat. To my knowledge, you can't do it in Killer Instinct. And there's a lot of games like Overwatch, for example, or Call of Duty or Rainbow Six where this would be like a cardinal sin to allow to happen. And it doesn't matter if it's a fighting game or it's a shooting game. At the end of the day, you're playing ranked. Let's try and make sense of this before we go over the tweets. If you have two God of Destruction players, one of them faced every single opponent to get to the top, and the other one cherry-picked the opponents by saying, I don't want to fight you again, I know you've got me figured out, or you know what, you beat me decisively, I'm not going to bother trying to learn in this short period of time granted, I'm going to move on to the next person. They can both get to God of Destruction, but one of them actually earned it, went through the trials and tribulations, and one is basically a fake. They've got the rank, but they didn't really earn it. If you're gonna come up against someone like me, who right now is a battle ruler, I'm about to get demoted if I don't get my shit together.
Now, I'm not a detective, but that strikes me as a bit of a coincidence.
I'm hard stuck at Tekken Emperor because this keeps happening. I've taken about 17 pictures of this happening in one day. I couldn't believe it. I'll put some of them up on the screen for you guys to see. Constant one and done, one and done, one and done. The fact is that it's ranked, and that they understand this is a competitive mode, and you have gone on to ranked to compete with other people to find out who the best is, and yet
No! No!
Now, again, a lot of people are like, if I don't want to play you, I don't have to. And they're right, the game allows them to do this. What we're arguing here is that it shouldn't allow them to do this.
This bitch is retarded!
What we're arguing here is that it shouldn't allow them to do this. You can do this in casual mode, of course. Even though people quit after one match in casual match, I'll never understand why. But Tekken incentivizes you to not have to really learn the game properly and still climb to the top of the ladder. So essentially, whilst you are allowed to do it, and it's your right to do it because the game said so, it's not a good ranked system because we're not getting a clear understanding of who's good and who isn't and who deserves to sit in certain spots.
I can't, it's done.
Of course, we're on Twitter, and there are a lot of people on Twitter that have escaped mental asylums, or at least deserve to be in them.
I would encourage people to blacklist people that do one and dones just because they lost.